and I'm so excited to be here today for an AMA with XP Network. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having us. And we have been very excited to get this invite for this AMA. We've been looking forward to speak with Godwoken and with the community. And we saw amazing progress with the Godwoken community and projects that are being built on it. And we couldn't be more happy to be present and to talk about XP Network and the continuous work that we do with Godwoken.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time to be here with us today to answer some of our questions. Really great to have you here and looking forward to diving in. So the first question is, I'm sure there are listeners in here that don't know what XP Network does. So could you give us an overview of who you are and what XP Network provides for users?
Sure. So first of all, my name is Nir. I'm the CEO of XP Network. Alongside me is Dima, which is the CTO of the company. And together with the team, we are building, and we started actually building 1 year ago. We are building the multi-chain NFT bridge, which we are making sure to incorporate the most amount of chains and NFT projects to be incorporated entirely into that ecosystem. Our mission is to be able to create a complete unified experience for users and for blockchains to actually accept users and for NFT projects to adopt users from other chains and from other protocols, all without any hassle. And from the user side, we are enabling an experience which is both seamless to our API and to our main product, which is the bridge at XP.NETWORK, to actually move NFTs between different chains as much as if it was on a single chain transaction. So this is the key vision that we have for XP Network. This is the mission that we are building for. And all of our products are currently live. We have 4 mainnet products, and we are keeping on to upgrade and to incorporate and to expand the ecosystem in order to make that mission easier and more accessible for everyone.
Awesome, thanks for that. So XP.NETWORK is an NFT bridge that allows assets to be transferred to different chains, in this case, NFTs. So what wallets are supported with XP.NETWORK?
Well, we support a lot of wallets depending on the protocols that we are integrating. Usually for every protocol, we support one or several wallets. For example, for EVM compatible chains, we support MetaMask, Wallet Connect, BitKeep, and Unstoppable Domains. Unstoppable Domains is not actually a wallet, it's rather a domain provider, but it works so that you can use a domain as a link to your public key, which allows to log into the bridge, view your NFTs, and you can also use this domain to send NFTs to someone whose domain is also linked to his or her account. For non-EVM chains, we support such wallets as Kepler, Temple Wallet, Beacon, Meyer Extension, MyAlgo, AlgoSigner, TronLink, Sync, and several more.
All right, that's quite a variety, it sounds like. Nice. So how does one start the process to transfer an NFT from chain A to chain B, and what happens behind the scenes?
Yeah, so
okay,
that's a great...
first... Okay.
Dima?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'll actually, we'll break it into two. So I'll do the non-technical part and Dima can explain more about how it actually works. So the way for users to actually move NFTs across the different chains is through one of our series of products, and we have three basically ways for it to become easy for the users to do so. The first part is to go to bridge.xp.network, and this is where the users have a very simple and intuitive UI on which in that user interface they're able to select whatever wallet they've got and send it to whatever chain they want. And then once the NFT is arriving to the new chain, they can access it from any wallet that they have that they actually sent it to on that chain, and then list that NFT on different marketplaces or associate that NFT with any metaverse, with any game, with any basically NFT application that is based on that is actually based on that chain. So this is the first and the main way for us to do so. And on top of that, we have two more ways, and then Dim, I'll give you the microphone to explain more about how it actually works. So the two other ways are, One, we have the API itself, which is the XP.NET JS API. This is basically the bridge function, which is taking part inside the NFT projects themselves. That means, for example, that all the marketplaces and all the NFT projects that are built on Godwoken can actually connect to that API and give the users that are interacting with those marketplaces an ease of use to actually move the NFTs without actually interacting with a different user interface. As I said earlier, the bridge at XP.NETWORK, they can just do it through the NFT project itself. And this is, in terms of implementation and experience, this is designed per project according to their own user base. And now the third way is that we have the XP.NETWORK widget, and this is widget.xp.network. And this is basically allowing anyone to configure their own way of a bridge, user interface bridge, and they can implement it in any web page, in any application. And this is a very nice way that is already implemented in several places across the market for people to actually interact with the bridge without actually going to a separate page. So this is a good place for people to actually experience the interface of the bridge itself in the colors and scheme and in the overall environment of that specific project. So 3 ways to actually move NFTs. And Dima can explain more a bit about how it actually works.
Yeah, so in general, there are 2 ways how users can use the bridge. They can either use it from the UI. It can be the bridge UI or their own UI where our widget is embedded. Or they can do it from code using our JavaScript library. So if they do it from the UI, the first thing they have to do is they have to choose the chain of origin and the chain of destination. Then they have to connect to a wallet of their choice from the available wallets. And then they will see the NFTs that they owe in the chain of departure for them to be able to select one or several NFTs that they want to transfer. The next step is they have to provide the address of the receiver on the chain of destination. It's just a string, just a public key. The next step is they have to approve this transaction in the NFT smart contract. This allows the bridge to operate this asset. And the final step is the transfer. So they click the transfer button, they sign the transaction, and the NFT travels from one chain to another. What happens behind the scenes? Behind the scenes, this NFT that has been transferred is locked in the bridge smart contract on the chain of origin, and its copy is minted, or its wrapped copy is minted on the chain of destination. In the middle of this process, and this whole process is secured by a network of the bridge validators. They are off-chain oracles that secure the transaction. They work as a network, and they sign the transactions with a multi-signature. There's a threshold of 2/3 of the pool that is required for a transaction to go through. This is the general view of the bridge.
So you mentioned there's an API, a widget, and a JavaScript library. Awesome. Sounds very seamless. Are there any fees associated with each transfer?
Well, of course, because we have transactions happening on 2 blockchains, obviously we have fees on the chain of departure and the chain of destination. For the ease of the users, we allow the sender who sends this NFT to cover all the fees in the native tokens of the chain of departure. So we go to exchanges, we see the cross rates of the currencies on the chain of departure and destination. We do the conversion inside the bridge, and then we offer the user to pay the amount in the native tokens. So the user doesn't even have to have the tokens of the destination chain to send the NFTs, because even sometimes it's impossible to have tokens of one chain on another, especially if they're using different protocols. For example, if you're sending, let's say, from Godwoken to Elrond, there is no bridge for bridging eGold to Godwoken, so nobody has eGold on Godwoken. But you can still send NFTs to Elrond because we build the bridge in a convenient way.
So I'm going to jump in for a second here and just say this is super cool. While we were talking for the last 3 or 4 minutes, I took an NFT from Ethereum and sent it over to Godwoken. So if you guys check the chat here, I posted a screenshot and it took me like, less than 5 minutes to get the process done. Very cool.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so yeah, that all made sense. Is there a way to check the originality of the NFT once moved to other blockchains?
Yes, sure. When we transfer an NFT, we mint a wrapped NFT on the other side. And this NFT also has a metadata, which is a wrapped metadata. It contains all the aspects of the original metadata, but additionally, it has an internal object that we call wrapped. It's like a small JavaScript object that contains all the information about the original NFT, about the chain where it was minted, the smart contract, the ID, the original URI link, and some other fields. So it all happens automatically. It's done by the validators, and they all arrive to a consensus that this is how it should be. So it's impossible to forge it, to fake it. Also, this information comes in the event emitted by the smart contract of that bridge. So it's also verifiable on the chain of departure. So you can use this object like this. For example, imagine somebody minted copies of some famous collection, for example, CryptoKitties, and decided to trick people on the other side that they are buying bridged CryptoKitties on Godwoken. So what you can do is you can open the metadata of this bridged NFT, open the wrapped object, and check from which chain this NFT arrived from. What smart contract was the original contract on the chain of departure, and what was the ID of this NFT. And then you can go and check it with the CryptoKitties contract, and if you see the same address of the contract, the same chain, the same ID, then you are dealing with a genuine NFT on the other side. If anything doesn't match, then it's a fake, and you shouldn't buy it.
Very cool. Thanks for that explanation. I guess an important question here is, why should people transfer NFTs from one chain to another?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'll answer that in two parts. So part number one is, why would someone move NFTs today? And part number two is, why at all did we create the bridge, and where do we aspire to get? So we have a curve between where we are right now and where we want it to get, both from market perspective and from technology perspective as well. So first of all, right now, the kind of utilities and case studies, by the way, I welcome everyone to go to XP.NETWORK. We have a whole section of case studies of actual projects moving with the actual mainnet product, moving actual NFTs, telling their stories and how they exactly, what is the kind of use case and how did they use it to implement their own experience and their own NFT project. And we are making sure to update once a week. We have a new case study from a new project. So that's an off-topic note. Now, regarding to why people actually move the NFTs between one chain to the other. So right now we have several uses. Kind of use cases. One of them is actually the ability to list NFTs on different marketplaces. So in terms of reachability and expanding the market base and the user base that an NFT project has. So for example, now I can actually mint NFTs on BSC, which is very cheap, and I can actually list them on OpenSea without minting on Ethereum. So that's one of the main powerful abilities of actually having that bridge, because what we do is that we are making sure that the NFT, no matter where it was minted, whenever it gets to the new chain, to the new rival chain, this is something that as much as if it was minted on that chain. So this is the uniqueness of that technology, as Dima explained. And that means that we can skip minting cost, we can skip a lot of time and process for actually creating NFTs on more busy chains. And one of the biggest use cases also is to move non-EVM chain NFTs to EVM marketplaces and the other way around. So the chain is interoperable in terms of actually moving from non-EVM to EVM chains. And that means that an NFT, and this is the second kind of usage that we see right now, is actual arbitrage of NFTs. So we can actually get an NFT that is quite in abundance, let's say on Ethereum, and we can actually move it to Nervous, for example, and then it's going to get a much higher valuation on Nervous because it is previously scarce or non-existent at all on Nervous. So this is the kind of use cases that we see. right now, implementing the bridge ability itself. And one more thing that is worth mentioning is, especially now at times that we see whole architectures and blockchains changing in this market, we see that we have actually full collections that wants to depart from one chain to the other, to actually go and live on a different island, on a different ecosystem, and this is what the bridge allows as well. So, for example, for a collapsing ecosystem or protocol, they have the ability to use the bridge to actually move the collection and stay alive, and actually save the whole minting and the redevelopment for the whole collection by simply moving it through the bridge itself. So this is where we are right now, and these are the kind of use cases that we see right now. And where we want to get is very simple. We want to get to a point where any user can interact with any NFT project. For example, let's say that there is a game, and in that game, we want to have all users from all wallets, from all protocols, to actually come and interact with that game with minimal transaction cost and with minimal processing times, and that they can actually, doesn't matter where that NFT project is built on, the users from all around the protocols and the ecosystems can actually come over, connect with whatever wallet they have, and interact with the NFTs of that game in an easy way, just as if it was originally minted on that chain. So this is the kind of vision that we want to see for either games, music NFTs, different kind of utilities, and new use cases that are coming to the market of the NFT technology. So again, our mission is to create a seamless experience for moving NFTs between chains, to the point that it doesn't feel like it's on one protocol or the other.
Interesting. Sounds like it can be very beneficial in the right circumstances, and there are many reasons to move an NFT. I'm curious about what happens to the original NFT once it's sent to a different chain.
Yeah.
Yes, so the original NFT is locked in the bridge smart contract, and a wrapped NFT is minted on the other side. So whenever somebody sends the wrapped NFT again to another chain, then the wrapped NFT is burned to avoid duplicates, but the original NFT is never burned because the bridge smart contract doesn't have a minter role in the NFT contract, so it won't be able to reproduce this NFT. Therefore, it doesn't burn it. It only keeps it in its storage until somebody wants to return this NFT to the original chain. In that case, this NFT will be unfrozen or unlocked to the new user. That's what happens.
Really loved how you mentioned you can restore the original NFT and it is not burned, rather it's frozen. Of course, we want to ask what you guys have planned for the future, and if you could share a little bit about your roadmap here, that'd be great.
Sure. So in terms of well, for getting actually to the beginning, where we wanted to get XP.NETWORK to, and this is where we are right now. We started at June 2021, and right now our main goal was to actually push the company towards utility, having our products mainnet working and available into the market in a stable form. And this is exactly where we are right now. So this is for the 2022. As we finish up this year, we are very happy with that goal. We have more than 20 blockchains right now, mainnet connected to the ecosystem, and we have 6,000 plus NFT projects in the pipeline of integrations and connections, and actually getting them all processed up into the bridge ecosystem all together through the API and through the other products of XP.NETWORK. And this is leading to the next year, and this is our main goal for 2023, is to move as many NFTs as possible through the bridge itself. And for that, we need to do a couple of things. First of all, which is already live, and I want to speak about that as well. We have explorer.xp.network. This is the first place in the crypto market that you can actually see how NFTs are moving between one protocol to the other. So I welcome everyone to go and check this out. It's all live and it's all mainnet, and all the metrics are available in a complete transparent way, and it is completely live. So you can see, Eric, for example, you can see the transactions that you just made. You can see it over the Explorer as well with all the details. And this is exactly what we want to see over 2023. We want to support with our business development team and with our development team. We want to support all the amazing NFT projects and having them be able to actually expand to the other marketplaces and to the other blockchains and to the other protocols and get to a wider base to a wider reach of a user base, sorry. And this is the main goal for 2023. Overall, for the company, as I said, we have very tremendous technological leaps that we want to take in order to make the technology very, very seamless. We need to solve big problems like transaction speeds, like processing fees between different networks, stability of different networks, and times between different networks. So we need to solve a lot of those key technologies in order to create a true market evolving solution, just as the bridge that is live right now. We want to leap up, to the next kind of technologies that can actually move the crypto market and the NFT market to the next step, which is a complete seamless experience according to our vision.
Cool. So bringing a lot of different things to us here in the near future, sounds like. You guys are really burning a path and bringing capabilities that other NFT bridges don't have yet in the space. How about we open up the stage for some questions now, if that sounds good with you guys? Give the audience a chance to get involved. Anyone in the audience have any questions for XP.NETWORK? Please hit that request button and I'll pull you up here. Once up here, give a quick intro on who you are and then ask a question for XP.NETWORK.
Yeah, so in the short term, I'm going to ask, because we are a gaming blockchain, I got muted there. I was going to ask, what's your guys' favorite video game?
Our favorite video game? Are you NFT oriented or actual video game, in general?
Either. So
Either.
to be perfectly honest, we are not, I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not super excited about where we are with blockchain video games yet. I think we're just starting to move into sort of fun first gaming, which is where we want to head. So I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite video game overall?
All right. So before I answer that, I want to say that I'm happy that you're not asking regarding to NFT projects, because we are in touch with so many, games and projects that we just cannot pick the right one. And we do see a big improvement and big work, especially in the recent conferences of the last few months, to see a lot of projects and a lot of amazing graphics coming to the NFT side and to the crypto space. So we see that there is a lot to look for, right? So this is something that next time we do this AMA, I probably have, much more updates regarding to games, and we can definitely, talk about leading games. So this is from the NFT side. And generally, for my best video games that I like, so that would be, I'll have to go with Doom Eternal. So this is the best game that I've played in my side, and I love this one. And I would really like to see some of that stuff in NFTs. So maybe in the future.
What about you, Dima? You got a first choice there?
Well, I don't really have time to play games. There's a lot of work to do. Well, my son is 6 years old, and his favorite two video games are Minecraft and Among Us. But neither of them is connected with crypto.
Yeah, so my daughter is 7. She's really into Minecraft as well. I think it's a pretty awesome game overall, but especially for kids, it's very I think it teaches a lot of different skills. So
yes, it develops creativity, and I think it's kind of nice. Like, if you don't just go and kill other creatures, but rather you create something, then it's pretty cool. And I hope that crypto games will also be about building rather than shooting and killing and butchering someone or something.
Oh, Dima, you just completely trashed my answer.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I didn't mean to. I'm just for creativity.
All right. So we are happy to take the next question.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing your favorite games. So we have Lalo up here. If you would like to ask your question, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for opening up the mic. Just first of all, want to congratulate the Godwoken team for hosting this Twitter space, as well the XP.NETWORK team pretty awesome to see this NFT bridge alive. Been in the space for quite a few time already, and especially when the NFT boom started, and yeah, this is something that I was looking forward to see, because we're used to see not just NFTs but all digital assets very silos in their ecosystems, right? So yeah, we need to break that out, and I think XP is doing it in a good way. So yeah, just wanted to congratulate you guys. And my question is, you mentioned that when you make an NFT transfer to the bridge, the original one gets locked on the bridge, right? My question is, where is it get locked? Like, is it in a smart contract? Well, it is in a smart contract, right? But who is controlling those smart contracts? Is it a centralized point, or is it decentralized kind of way? And I do have another question after this one. Sorry.
Okay. After deployment of the bridge contracts, we renounce ownership of the contract. So it doesn't belong to anyone. It's on its own. And it just does the logic that is written inside its code, and that's all. So the contract cannot perform anything that is not written in its logic. All it knows to do is to lock and release NFTs, validate the signature of the validators, and that's basically it. That's all the functionality. I mean, I kind of oversimplified it, of course, but in general, that's basically all it does. And it's good that it cannot do many things. Like, for example, it cannot give away NFTs that it has. Okay, it cannot give presents. It cannot trade NFTs. It doesn't know how to interact with marketplaces or anything, which is super good, because when it holds this NFT, it cannot share it with anyone. It cannot send it voluntarily to someone. It needs the decision of the 2/3 of the validators to pass it to anyone in the chain, which is very good. So your NFTs are safe when they're in this contract, because it doesn't, it cannot hurt this NFT, because it doesn't have this functionality inside its code. That's it.
Okay, so let's say basically it doesn't change ownership, right? Once it's locked on here too, on the bridge, right? Okay, got it.
Yes, the
Thanks.
bridge is the owner of this NFT until somebody sends this NFT back to this blockchain. And then if the signature of the validators is valid, then this bridge contract will pass ownership to a new owner.
Got it. Okay. My next question is, and I believe I read this on your website, is that using the NFT bridge, the NFTs keeps their logic, right? Whatever the chain they're moved to. Am I right? Because I couldn't find the text on your website again.
Okay, it happens like this. There are two ways how you can send NFTs. One way is you're just sending one NFT from chain A to chain B, and that's it. You don't want to send more. Then this NFT will arrive to a default smart contract, which is just a standard NFT contract, which will accept this NFT. And this contract obviously doesn't have any additional logic other than the logic that is supposed to be there according to the standard. This allows you to send an NFT without any deployments, but it makes it impossible for us to add any additional logic, because we can't possibly think of all the use cases that you would want to have, right? There's a second way how you can do it, and this is how we do it in most cases. We interact with the NFT collection itself, or a game, or a marketplace, and then we deploy target contracts with the logic that they want. It can be a logic written in a smart contract language different from the original. And this is why we help them do that, because they're not always ready to write a contract themselves. And we already have lots of ready and validated and audited templates. We can just add some additional lines of code, some additional features that they want to have, or maybe just add some parameters to already pre-audited and pre-written contracts. And we just deploy them there with the collection name, with the token ticker, with the royalties that they require. We can set one or several royalty beneficiaries on the other side. And this is the second case, how you can transfer tokens. And we think that this is a better way to do that, because in such case, when NFTs arrive to the target chain, it feels and looks like it's always been there. It's a native NFT, it has a beautiful collection, it has a collection arranged in the marketplace, and so on. So this is, we recommend this way, because this way it will be easier for you to sell NFTs or present them to the new communities.
Thank you very much, Jim. Appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Lalo, for coming up here and asking your questions. Next, we have ck-based.bit. If you'd like to do a short intro and give your question to XP.NETWORK.
Hi, thanks for bringing me up. Yeah, I'm just a nervous community member. I was wondering how you guys deal with different token standards and whether you support semi-fungible tokens. So for more advanced DeFi applications, would you allow these to happen multi-chain?
Well, whenever we start integrating a blockchain, the first thing we do is we study its protocol, we study its smart contract language, and we study the standards of tokens. These are the first steps that we take. And our bridge works like an adapter. Like, imagine you come abroad and the plug is different from what you are used to. And you're trying to insert your phone charger and you can't. And then you need an adapter, because the standard is different. So this is exactly what we face with transferring NFTs. And what we do is when we mint a wrapped NFT on the destination chain, we mint it according to the standards of the destination chain, even if it's different from the original one. And whenever necessary, we add some things. For example, some chains require a hash of the metadata. So we generate it on the fly, and then we add it to the metadata. Sometimes they just have different keys, like inside the metadata file, everything is arranged as keys and values. So the names of the keys and values can be different. For example, in some blockchains, like in EVM chains, the keys are camel cased. It means the first word is written with small letters, and every next word begins with a capital letter. This is called camel casing. But in some chains, it's snake case. It means everything is written in small letters, and the words are separated with an underscore. And so we have to convert it from one to another, and then on the other side, it also looks and feels natural. So this is basically what we do.
It was very yes.
Did you answer the question, or there was another part?
Yes, semi-fungible tokens.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. Of course, we support semi-fungible tokens. In the first version of the bridge, we only supported NFTs, but now we do support semi-fungible tokens. So one of the parameters is amount. If it's an NFT, we don't have this parameter, but if it's a semi-fungible, then yes, we do. And also you can see it in the UI of the bridge. At the top right corner, you will have a number, and I think for the 3 boxes that will indicate that it's not one, but multiple, and the number will tell you how many of those you actually have.
Okay, thanks for answering. Sounds very interesting. I'll definitely look into it more. Thanks.
Right. Also, when you're sending SFTs, you can also say how many of those you want to send. It becomes one of the additional parameters in the transfer function.
Perfect. Thank you.
Also, sending SFTs, especially in a bundle, is cheaper than sending NFTs. So, for example, sending 5 SFTs would cost you approximately the same as sending 1 NFT.
About that, you talked about gas costs before. The obligation to pay gas is always on the sender?
Yes, of course. Look, from our perspective, there is only the bridge and the sender, the owner of this NFT, right? Maybe the receiver of the NFT is not aware of somebody sending him or her this NFT. Maybe it's even a mistaken address, right? So why should someone be obliged to pay for mistakenly sent NFT if this someone wasn't even asking for this? Okay, so from the point of the bridge, from the point of view of the bridge, we only have the sender. So of course, sender has to pay for everything.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for answering. That was my questions, or were my questions.
Thank you for the question.
So I have another question, if I can jump in for a minute. If the origin blockchain goes down, so say, for example, I send it from blockchain A to Godwoken. If blockchain A, no longer exists, does that affect my NFT in any way on blockchain B?
No, it shouldn't affect your NFT on chain B, other than you won't be able to verify whether your NFT is genuine or not, because you have information about the original contract, the original token ID, and URI, but you can't go and cross-check it on the chain whether it is the very contract that you wanted to have NFTs from, or it's something else. This is the only limitation that you will have. Other than that, wrapped NFTs will keep living even if the original chain is down. Usually, you see NFTs consist of two parts. One is on-chain and another is off-chain. The off-chain part is metadata, and it is stored either on IPFS or anything like IPFS, or it's stored somewhere on a server controlled by whoever deployed this minted this NFT in the first place. So the most important is that this IPFS service or this server is up. So as long as this thing is up, then your NFT is fine. If that thing is down, regardless of whether your original chain is up or down, you can lose your NFT, but this happens everywhere. So for example, if you buy an NFT on Ethereum and somebody minted it on Ethereum, and then Ethereum is up, but this server where the metadata was stored is down, then you don't have access to it, okay? So it's not connected with the bridge at all. It's more connected with how people create their NFTs.
Perfect. Thank you for letting me know.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for your questions. Is there anybody else that would like to come up here and ask any questions? I'll give you 2 seconds to request. Okay, it doesn't look like anybody's requesting. So it looks like those are all the questions for today. I want to thank Nir and Dima from XP.NETWORK for educating us on such a cool mission and really explaining everything thoroughly to us. Any last thoughts or anything you would like to add before I wrap up here?
Yeah, I just have to say I'm pretty excited about this, to be honest. I think this is a really great addition to Godwoken. For people who don't know who I am, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Godwoken. So, it's just really a pleasure that XP.NETWORK has been launched and that, we're able to take advantage of this because we really do believe, the world and the future of blockchain is definitely going to be multi-chain. And, this is such a great step in that direction and making things, possible to move things on and off chain, especially as we move into gaming and things like that. I think we're going to see, projects move from here to there, and ultimately, I think, users are going to start caring less and less. So they're going to want to be able to move their assets around more and more easily. So, we're all here for that. And I really appreciate you guys being a part of this with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric, and we're happy to be here and to do so and to keep on building with the Godwoken. Yeah.
Sorry, I had a quick question for you. So the API, it's now up and live to run it on Godwoken?
So yeah, Lalo, why
Could you
don't you?
repeat?
Sorry, Lalo, why don't you plug your project quickly for context so people who know who you are? That will maybe help.
Yeah, sorry. I'm Lalo. I'm the co-founder of XP.NETWORK. We're building the social and collaborative NFT network where you can collect, create, mix, and pimp NFTs. And yes, we're obviously looking into the multi-chain approach and doing it like very seamlessly. And this is why I'm very interested on XP.NETWORK. And we're actually just got into Build Club and building our EVM version using Godwoken. So that's why I'm asking right now if it's live and ready to use Godwoken.
Well, the bridge is live. You can use it right now. And as far as I understood, one of the organizers of this AMA transferred an NFT right while we were speaking. So it works right now. You can do
Yeah,
it.
that was
You
Eric.
can. Yes, Eric. And what we can do is we can jump on a Zoom call, get to know each other. We could understand your collection, your needs, your business logic. We could see what you want to keep in the destination contracts, and we could help you bridge parts of your collections to other chains and actually become cross-chain.
Awesome. Yeah, we're actually not a collection NFT project. We're the social and collaborative NFT network. So it's basically like a platform where users come and socialize and collaborate to create new NFTs. And as well, just as mentioned, right, like you can create, collect, mix, and pimp. So yeah, we're looking into get these right protocols into our platform so it can be multi-chain. So yeah, we'll definitely take your word and probably reach out to host a Zoom call. And also with our software engineer, he's also here, Garbas, Luis. And yeah, we're actually looking to XP as we speak right now. So.
Right. Also, as far as I remember, when we started this integration, I heard that there is no way to transfer NFTs from the first layer to Godwoken, from Nervous to Godwoken. Is this still the case?
So yes and no. We actually have, as far as I know, we have 3 different formats on the L1 of Nervos, which is pretty interesting. So we have bridged over one format called MNFT, and we are actually in the process of bridging over a second format. So if you guys ever want to talk about that, we can put you in touch with the engineering team. So they've done some of the legwork and stuff like that as well. So.
Right. So I'm asking because maybe it's a good idea to integrate the layer 1 too, so that people can directly send to and from Nervous, and without having to go to Godwoken.
Yeah, for sure. We will certainly, I would love to talk about that and see. So that's pretty exciting. I think for a lot of people here, we actually have quite a few NFTs on the L1. There's a very popular store there called Collect. So very cool.
Great.
Well, awesome. This has been great. Thank you so much for everyone being here today for this cool AMA with XP.NETWORK. Oh, before I forget, where can people find you guys and follow you so they can stay up to date with XP.NETWORK?
First of all, thank you for hosting us. It's been a pleasure, and we are looking forward to do this again. So finding XP.NETWORK is, first of all, very easy through the community, XP.NETWORK on Telegram and on Twitter. And we have, of course, the website, XP.NETWORK, on which we keep on consistent updates. Every couple of days, there is a new update on the website to know where we stand and what's coming. And on top of that, you can sign up to the newsletter. We send up a very detailed newsletter every week consistently on all the updates, all the new projects, blockchains, and basically NFT news coming from XP.NETWORK. So to sum it up, we have the Telegram, we have Twitter, we have the website, and we have the newsletter for you to join in and to get updated weekly.
Cool. Thanks again, everyone. And don't forget to follow Godwoken here on Twitter as well if you aren't already. And see you on the next one.